Tunaomba. Mungu na Baba wetu ishie mahali pa juu mbinguni, Mungu wa mbinguni, tunakushukuru kwa ajili ya siku ya leo, manake umetupendelea kiwango kikubwa tangu tulipoona Sabato ikianzia. Mungu wa mbinguni, umekuwa nasi katika mchana kutwa yote, na tunaenda kuelekea kumaliza Sabato yako takatifu tukiwa mikononi mwako. Wakati huu Mungu wa mbinguni, tunapoenda kujifundisha Biblia, Mungu ninakuomba ukaweze kumtumia mtumishi wako, na chochote ambacho atakachosema mbele ya hao wana wako Mungu wa mbinguni, ukaweze kuwapatia maandalizi ambayo ni ya kipekee kwa ajili ya kurudi kwako mara ya pili. Tubariki zote, utakapoona ibada ikiisha tukiwa mikononi mwako Mungu wa mbinguni, tutakuinua na kulishukuru jina lako, na ni katika jina la Yesu tumeomba na hata kuamini. Amen. Okay, katika wakati huu tunaenda kujifundisha Biblia, ni Bible study. Nilikuwa nataka niweze kumkaribisha pastor akaweza kuendelea na kumalizia, na ndipo mwandishi mmoja akasema ya kwamba ni vyema mwisho wa jambo kuliko mwanzo wake. Kwa hivyo ninataka kuwaomba wakati tunapoelekea kumaliza semina, Mungu akaweze kuongea nasi katika wakati huu, na akaweze kutupatia ufunuo kwa ajili ya mambo ambayo anayotaka tuweze kukua nayo sisi kama watoto wake. Nacho waomba katika jioni ya siku ya leo ni muweze kujaribu kutembea kukuja huku mbele kuna viti, ili pastor akaweze kupata watu wa kuongea na wao akiwa karibu nao. Karibu sana pastor.
Asante. Thank you. Asante sana. Bwana asifiwe. Nashukuru rafiki yangu kwa kunikaribisha. Just okay, yeah, at least okay, make it slightly kidogo bas. Thank you. This afternoon ninazungumzia mada ambayo italeta changamoto kwako, kwa sababu ni swali ambalo thank you, Elder, so you have known my trouble. Okay. Ni changamoto ambalo watu wengi wanauliza what happened? Ni kitu gani ambacho kilitokea ili tufike mahali tulipo katika kanisa la Mungu, kwamba sio kanisa la Waadventista tu lina shida la kuwa na upungufu la watu gani. It is across the churches. Na thank you. Na swali kubwa ambalo linaulizwa ni kwamba how come ili kanisa ambalo lilianzishwa na mwanaume na akavuta wanaume wengi alipokuwa katika hii dunia, ilikuwaje mabadiliko yakaja until now we don't have what? Men. When the founder himself is what? And the people he converted were what? How come we now do not have them? Na ninaomba unielewe kwamba during my discussion I am not saying this church belongs to men. Because sitaki mtu atoke hapa atoke na injili ambayo sijahubiri. This church belongs to the men and the women who have trusted in who? In Christ. But here we have a swali ambalo lazima tujiulize. What went wrong that now we do not have numbers of these men coming before their God to worship him? Lakini yeye akiwa katika dunia hii unagundua kwamba yeye mwenyewe alipoanza kuita all of the generations, he has always had very close men who have been very strong standing for this church. So niruhusu tu nikupe picha kidogo what I'm discussing this afternoon ili unielewe why I want you to pray with me kwamba God mpaka restore that spirit ili kanisa lake liweze kuwa na sura ama picha ya kumaliza injili hii ya wokovu. So yes, let's get back to wacha nianze na Mathayo. Let me begin with Matthew. Let's go to Matthew, yes. Matthew 28. Matthew 28, begin with verse 16. Ukipata utaweza soma, because this afternoon I'm not preaching. I'm just teaching. Okay, Matthew 28 verse 16. Ukipata utasoma. Yes. Yeah, hiyo kipaza sauti haikupati.
Okay,
Yes.
Matthew 28:16 inasema
Yes.
hivi.
Okay, sawa sawa. Now,
Na wale wanafunzi 11 wakaenda Galilaya mpaka mlima ule aliowaangiza Yesu.
okay, Biblia inasema na wale wanafunzi wangapi?
11.
Okay, wale
Wanafunzi 11.
how many were they? How many were they? Okay. Is it true kwamba Yesu alikuwa na wanafunzi 11? How many were they? So what happened? Huh? Moja? alichinyonga. So wakapaki wangapi? Okay, so we have how many disciples? The number is what? 11. Okay, and remember, nimesema this afternoon, don't think I'm biased. Is that okay? I'm trying to draw a picture. Ili ni leta fundisho. This 11 comprised of how many men and women? Watu wa Mungu, are we all together? These 11 comprised of which nowadays we say gender. Huh? They were all. So is Jesus biased? Najua Yesu angekuwa hapa saa hii angeshikwa na women liberation movement. So, is God biased? So, Yesu alipo kuwa hapa, sote tunasikisana. How many men surrounded him? But those ones ambao who were critical were how many? They were how many? 12. Is that okay? They were 12. And these were serious men. Okay? That if you threatened Jesus, what will they do for you? They will chop your what? Because of their master. Is that okay? Then from there, Biblia inasema namna gani kuhusu hawa wanafunzi 12? Yes.
17 inasema nao walipomwona walimsujudia.
Okay, walipomwona walifanya nini?
Walimsujudia.
Walimsujudia, alafu
lakini baadhi yao waliona shaka. 18 Yesu akaja kwao, akasema nao. Akawaambia, nimepewa mamlaka yote mbinguni na duniani.
Okay, sasa tuenda pole pole. By the way, nani anaongea mbele ya wanafunzi 11? And he is handing over. Na nataka usikie handing over yake. Anasema nimepewa mamlaka number 1 where? Mbinguni. Is that okay? So who is in control of heaven? Are we together? Okay, number 2, ana mamlaka wapi? So ana mamlaka mbinguni na pia wapi? Duniani. Na anaongea mbele ya watu gani? Is that okay? Okay, because you see, when you are handing over authority, you don't hand over from a vacuum. You must say which kingdom you are in what? In church and handing over. Okay? Sasa akawaambia mimi ndiye nina mamlaka mbinguni na duniani. So
19 inasema basi enendeni mkawafanye mataifa yote.
Basi kama ni hivyo, kwa sababu I am the one who has authority in where? And on where? Now I am authorizing you. Is that okay? Go.
Basi enendeni mkawafanye mataifa yote kuwa wanafunzi.
Sasa nataka tuenda pole pole. Anasema enenda wapi? Dunia dunia yote. Then
mkiwapatiza kwa jina la Baba na Mwana na Roho Mtakatifu.
Okay, mkiwapatiza.
Mkiwapatiza.
Okay, hiyo Kiswahili kimepotea. What comes first? Mukawafunze nini? Mataifa before baptism. Is that okay? Haya, wale muko na Biblia za Kiingereza, hebu soma. Kama una Biblia ya Kiingereza, what does it say? Go ye therefore and teach or what? Baptizing them in the name of and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Now that one is also missing something. First, make them what? Yes. Go therefore and make disciples of all what? Aina teaching. So make. Okay? Iko? 20. Okay, but you are reading 19. Yes. Yes. Now, the two, what comes first? Are we together? What comes first is making what? Then after that, you baptize them. Is that okay? And after you baptize them now, they are empowered to go and make others what? Disciples. Is that okay? Now, sasa, wacha ni wasaidie kidogo kwamba okay, but let me not go that route. Let me first of all read the Bible before I begin making my statements. Okay, let me read first the Bible. Kapura. Okay, mumefika verse ngapi? 20 ama 19? 19. Okay, read 20.
20 inasema hivi. Na kuwafundisha kuyasika yote niliyowaamuru ninyi, na tazama mimi nipo pamoja nanyi siku zote hata ukamilifu wa dahali.
Okay, na Mungu akasema I will be with you unto the end of the what? The ages. Is that okay? Haya, now let's go kidogo. Twenda kidogo, because I want, once I begin making a few remarks, you should be able to know where am I coming from. Okay, let's go to John, the Gospel according to John chapter 6. Yes, chapter 6. Chapter 6.
John 6.
Yeah, John 6. Good. Okay. Read from verse, verse 10. Nasemaje?
Verse 10 inasema hivi. Yesu akasema, waketisheni watu, na mahali pale palikuwa ni majani tele. Basi watu waume wakaketi wapata 5,000 jumla yao.
Okay, sasa hebu ni waulize, wanaume wangapi walikaa chini? And write in your Bible 5. Okay? Na if we have 500 men, not the children, which means their wives, ukiongeza hawa watu walikuwa how many? Huh? Watu wa Mungu. Huh? Okay, we are assuming. And I like that. Can we assume? Can we assume? So, 5,000 men. And if they were married, you add their wives. That means how many people were there? But my concern is how many men were in that congregation. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to Acts. Yeah, let's go to Acts, yes. Acts chapter 2, yes. Verse 40 and 41. And 42, yes.
Act 2:41 inasema hivi. 40 inasema hivi. Akawashuhudia kwa maneno mengine mengi sana na kuwaonya akisema, jiokoeni na kizazi hiki chenye ukaidi.
Okay.
Nao waliolipokea neno lake wakabatizwa, na siku ile wakaongezeka watu wapata 3,000.
Wakabatizwa watu how many?
3,000.
3? Are we together? Na wakabatizwa watu 1,000 ngapi? 3,000. Okay? Haya. Ili uweze kuona something that is also very interesting. Kitu ambacho ni cha maana sana. Chapter 4. Let's go. Let us also read chapter 4. Chapter 4. Verse 3 and 4. Yes.
4:3 inasema hivi. Wakawakamata wakawaweka gerezani hata asubuhi, kwa kuwa imekwisha kuwa jioni. Lakini wengi katika hao waliosikia lile neno waliamini, na hesabu ya watu waume ikawa kama 5,000.
Okay. How many men believed? What happened? That is the question. Five. Who? Halafu nyinyi mnasema eti mioyo ya wanaume ni migumu kuokoka. Okay? So mnahitaji kujiuliza shida imetokea wapi. Okay. Now, let me now get back mahali niliwekea break. Ile Matthew 28. Now let's go back, because now I'm going to make remarks, then I will take you through my presentation and allow you to make your comments. Let's now go back to Matthew 28 now. Yesu akawaamuru wanafunzi wake akawaambia, enendeni duniani mkawafanya nini? Wanafunzi. Is that okay? Go and make what? Disciples. Now, when you come to a church like this one, Kenhat, when you come to Kenhat Seventh-day Adventist Church, what kind of people do you normally meet? Huh? Ladies. Okay. Men and women. Who are they? Yes, you are saying the truth. washiriki. Is that okay? Kwa Kiingereza washiriki wanaitwa what? Members. Is that okay? When you come to Kenhat, you will get what? Church members whose names are in the church what? And if your name is not there, what happens? Your Sabbath school, and the bona fide members say you have no right to be heard, but you have a right to be what? Men don't like to be seen. That's why if you tell a man that you want to see him, no. They want to be what? To be heard. Number 2, remember, when you talk of members, those of us who deal with the semantics of the language, it means for you to become a member, you must subscribe. True or false? True or false? Now, do you normally subscribe to be here every Sabbath? Huh? Then why are you calling yourselves members? Normally, where will you find members? In a church or in a club? So is this a club? So since members, the men have not subscribed, they will never do what? They will not come. Is that okay? Because at the end of the service, an announcement will be made from here. Only and only which people? Of? Na tunawauliza wafanya nini? So, if I'm not a member, where do you want me to identify myself with? To belong to your club? Huh? To your club? But remember, mwenyewe akasema, enendeni kwa dunia mukawafanya kuwa nini? Make them my what? Not? Huh? Then where did you get members from them? Si hata wewe unaona elder, una kibarua kigumu to explain to me how you qualify to be what. But the Bible is very simple. It says, go and make them what? Please, stop your business of making people here to be what? This is not a club. Which register? I have not said you do away with it. Huh? Okay? All I'm saying, what the church needs is to have people who are what? Disciples who can make others to be what? And those also will make others to be what? Once you see, because you are members, that's why you terrorize us who are not. And you completely announce and say, those who are not what? Members, please excuse us. Okay? And it is true, these men excuse you comfortably. And say, sasa wenye club mambo yao yamefanya nini? Wacha sisi tuende nyumbani. Okay? Mpaka hiyo club yenu itakapokuja kufahamu kwamba God is looking for people who can make others what? Disciples. And those disciples will make others to be what? Disciples. And they will also make others to be what? Disciples. That's why Jesus made these men to be his what? And he made sure they have become what? Disciples. And that is what we have lost. That we no longer make people to be disciples, but we make them to be what? Members. Okay? That's why our level of witnessing is wanting. We are so rough because we are members in a club. We do not know that when someone comes here to worship with us, his focus is not the many things which we do for members. His focus, yeye anakuja hapa, anasema mimi ninataka kumwabudu nani? Mungu, na nimwambie shida zangu na mambo yangu yafanya nini? Yaishe. Lakini when he comes, he finds members saying, in this church, okay? Now, he begins wondering, did I come to worship or am I in the wrong place? What is it that is happening? So, akigundua he does not identify with himself, he walks out very slowly and he does not come what? Back. Is that okay? Number 2, rightly, you will be shocked that some men come here and nobody notices them until they finish and go where? Go home. And that's when you hear them saying, by the way, hiyo kanisa yenu mimi huwa ninakuja, ninakaa tu taratibu na ninaondoka nini? Taratibu. And you wonder, huyu mtu anakaanga wapi taratibu na anaondokanga wapi nini? Taratibu. And nobody does what? Sees him. Therefore, I have one question to wrestle with you. Our responsibility as a group of believers is to make every man and every woman to be whose disciple? Not a member of this club. This is a saving center. Okay, let me make it simple. This is a hospital. Is that okay? And you are aware, in a hospital, do the doctors choose who comes to the hospital? Do they choose? Their work is to treat any patient who does what? but you people, you are choosy. That's why some patients, when they come here, they have nobody who could push their stretcher. Is that okay? They have nobody who will show them where the theater is, so they keep on wandering. Nobody. Simply because you are all my witnesses. Is that okay? You are all my what? Witnesses. This is what happens in our setup. In that, and this is why I find it very, very, very discouraging. Normally, we leave the front seats for which people? Visitors. Because wao ndio huwa wanachelewa. Na ndio huwa tunawaleta hiyo saa ya 5:30. Na unaona deacon amesimama hapa anasema, iko kiti ngapi? Na mheshimiwa analetwa mpaka wapi? Mpaka mbele. Na anakuwa embarrassed the whole service. Sasa akisimama tu hivi ile mbio anaendanga kutoka hapa. Kwa sababu unajua hata wewe ukiwa mgeni unatakanga kujificha kidogo ili uone vile mambo yali, lakini sasa unaletwa mpaka wapi? Okay? Na hapa mimi ambaye nimesoma Biblia siku nyingi, ninasema saa hii mungekuwa mumepata hiyo Mathayo 15 mstari wa 15, na ninaona watu wengine hapa mbele bado hamujafanya nini? And that is my first time to come where? Hata Biblia, I have no idea where Matthew. Okay? Na so throughout the whole service, mpaka unaona mwanaume akitoka hapo mkimukimbisa hapa mkitaka kuchua yeye ni nani, hamwezi kufanya nini? Na hiyo mambo yake inafanya nini? Inaisha. And that's the reason why I keep on saying to the children of God, when you come to church, you who is upon a vide wash by here every day, sit where? And live for the patients whom we need to diagnose. Then we can take them to the right what? Places at the back. So that's one of the simplest things so that you can be able to understand what I'm dealing with this afternoon. Now, just go through and remember, I have told you very clearly that the presentation which I'm doing, it is not biased, but I'm trying to present a picture to you to understand that it is high time we became disciples and disciple these men and bring them back to where? To the church, and assign them making other people disciples. And they will do it and bring them here. But if there is nothing to challenge them, then they do not see the importance of being here. That is one of the reasons why I will now request you that you allow me now to kind of let me just share with you some of the few things that I have come across and I've said this afternoon that I am basically saying why men hate coming to where? In a simple way, to give you a simple picture. I want to say that most people struggle with three basic issues in life. Number one is this problem of what? Who? The second is which one? Am I important? Is that okay? And the question is simply, do I do what? The third one is impact. Okay? Because you cannot live in this life without creating an impact. That is very dangerous. Okay? And in terms of impact, simply ni swali ni hii, what is my place in what? In life. And answers to the three divine God's purposes for who? For you. And that is exactly, if you assess a man's life, if those three questions are answered for him, then you can drag him wherever you want. But if you have not answered those questions, then a man will have a problem coming here. Okay? They show why God has created and where your destiny and what you are meant for in this life. Those three questions. To worship God is the sole business assigned to humanity. Nothing else. Biashara kubwa ya mwanadamu ni kumwabudu nani? Mungu. Nothing else. Hiyo ingine yote tunafanya ni mzuri. Then unahitaji kujiuliza, what you do is temporary, but who you worship gives you eternal what? Life. Na huwa ninasema hivi, kama mwanadamu angekuwa anaokolewa kwa kazi ile ambayo anafanya, sasa hivi mbinguni ingekuwa imejaa. Kwa sababu tuna wafanyikazi dunia nzima. Number two, if heaven people were buying places through money, wacha nikuambie, mimi na wewe saa hii hatungepata nafasi. Mbinguni ingekuwa imefanya nini? Because we have men and women, they would have given all of their wealth bora wapate tiketi ya kwenda huko. But all of that, it does not make a meaning. If coming to church were important, why do men do what? Hate it. It is a question that has been asked and witnessed in any congregation, be it in Orthodox, Protestant, Evangelical, Pentecostal, as well as in the Adventist what? Church. Okay? It doesn't matter the name outside any church. There are always more what? More what? On the inside. The few men who show up for services are always what? Passive and they are also what? Okay? Na ndio unasikia ukitaka kupigia ndugu Okero simu baada ya mahubiri, utasikia akisema, Elder, I'm very sorry, I'm already at where? At home. Na unashindwa, mhubiri amemaliza saa hii, lakini tayari yeye amefika wapi? Nyumbani. What happened? Okay? Sasa, this is what we need to think. The saying that every system is perfectly designed to give the results you are getting is true. What about the church system? What is it producing? Yeah, hii vile vile nini system yetu ya kufanya mambo yetu hapa yako divined ina produce namna gani. Now let me give you a simple analysis. Let's go through. In a normal Sabbath worship, normally we arrive here at what time? Those who come early. We are here before kabla corona haijakuja. We are meant to be here at what time? 8 or 8:30? 8. What do we do from 8 when we arrive? Huh? We go for devotion. After devotion, song. After song service, where do we go to next? Sabbath school. After Sabbath school, where do we go to? Lesson. After lesson, where do we go to? Huh? After lesson, where do we go to? Song? Okay, after song service, where do we go to? Announcements. Is that okay? And after announcements? Divine? Okay, after divine service, we go for? Okay, after lunch, where do we go to? Song? Okay, after song service, where do we go? Bible? After Bible study? Debate? After departmentals? Swali. Kati ya hiyo mambo yote mengi, where is worship? Huh? Worshiping in beats. Yeah, nisaidie. Si hata tuko pamoja. Are we not together? Yeah, tell me, where is worship? You worship in? Uh-huh. 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 Okay. And you call it? Unless? Huh? You are saying matangazo is also part of? Okay. Yeah, very important. Ndio sababu nimewauliza watu wa Mungu. Vile mumenihesabia hivyo na mukaniruka pap. Mukaniambia kwamba tuna worship Mungu kwa. Okay? Now, in what? But anyway, the correct description of what we do here, we run programs. Okay? Not what? We run what? Programs. Na ndio unasikia kwamba some of us are fighting. Kama announcements unasikia zikiulizwa kwamba should announcements be part of what? Worship. Okay? Because sijawahi elewa mpaka wa leo. Nani alisema kwamba mukimaliza lesson saa 4:20, okay, mpaka rasma muenda matangazo mpaka saa 6? Ni nini hii mna announce? Huh? Which program? Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, matangazo. You so you now let me give you some tips. Si nyinyi nyote munasikisanga matangazo ya dunia hii na Kenya hii, munaangalianga kwa kitu gani? Inaendanga madam for how many hours? Matangazo ya Kenya hii, huh? 30? Yeah. Hata iwe ya TV, iwe ya radio, iwe nini. How many minutes today do it? Ikienda, lakini main news lasts for how many minutes? 15. Alafu hiyo takataka ingine inafanya nini? Inaingia na siku hizi wameanza kuleta they have a feature. Is that okay? That's what goes up to 45 what? Minutes. Na hiyo mambo inafanya nini? Inaisha. Na ukipata kila Mkenya baada ya 15 minutes, do you have the news here? Hello, do you have the news here? You are waiting for another one, but you exactly know what was what announced. Is that okay? But now, let me give you a simple analysis. Elder Yugi, umetangaza hapa leo kwamba watu wa Sabbath School Council wakutane saa 11 na ngapi? Na nusu. Have you ever found some Sabbath School members out here? Mimi sikusikia. Na kama ilitangazwa, mimi sikuwa. And yet, baada hata hajatoka ndani ya church compound is still what? Lakini anaapa hiyo tangazo sikufanya nini? Hata sikujua iko mkutano ya Sabbath School what? Council. But was in the worship? Or was in the worship? Na mumechukua how many hours? Okay? So, what I'm trying to say is, I want you to see, whatever you design your system to give you, that's what it will do what? It will give you. Okay? And I want you to now to begin to evaluate all of these things ambavyo mumeshare with me. How do they make it easier for us to make disciples? How? And especially these men whom we are targeting. Okay, let's go kidogo. Mostly every church has only a third of which these attendees are what? Men and above the age of what? 50. But many women who are married attend in great what? But their husbands are always what? Okay? So, swali linakuja. Why? Okay? Na unasikia akina dada wanakuja kwa Elder Yugi. Elder, niombe na unishike mkono, tumuombee mzee wangu afanye nini, naye siku moja Yesu amuguze, aamue kufanya nini, kukuja wapi? Kanisani. Na normally elder, what do you say, unamuombea ama unamuombea? Na tunawaambia musichali, Mungu atasikia nini? But they are still here. And the men are what? Out there. Okay? So, hiyo grupu ya watoto well represented. Teenagers, kwa sababu papa yao ako nyumbani. Sasa na yeye akifika wakati huo anasema, unaniambia nikufuata kwenda hapo, kama papa ako hapa, mimi nitakaa hapa nikimlinda. Wewe fanya nini? Enda, nimekusindikiza siku nyingi. So bwana yako na kijana yako, they end up becoming watchmen at where? And you are here. Okay? Alafu hii grupu ingine hii ambayo inaitwa single men, they are hardly what? Many. And for them, they are spiritual tourists. Leo ataomba Roisam. Next Sabbath ataenda Kasarani. Sabato hiyo ingine ataenda Ngomongo. Sabato hiyo ingine Parklands. Alafu baada ya mwezi moja anarudi wapi? Okay? Kwa sababu ya mambo ambayo ni mengi ambayo yako hapo. Now I want you to see, what does the church communicate when it comes to biashara yetu as we make disciples. I want you to see. A quick look at the bulletin says it all. Midweek prayer and any frontier opportunities, they focus on who? And who? And who? Okay. Every announcement ends with whose name? And contact who? And for? Okay? Now, my elder, come. Come. Let's get it from the horse's mouth. As a man, you have come here for the fast. You want to see the Sabbath school superintendent. They are saying, see, sister. Okay? Okay? Is that okay? Is that okay? They are saying, we are going out for personal ministries. Please, can you see sister, sir? And you are a man. Okay? And you want to become a member of? A member of the church. What will be your feelings? Yeah, but be honest as a man. Umeambiwa kama unataka msaada kwa hii kanisa, uone mama fulani, mama fulani, mama fulani. What will be your reaction? You keep So are you seeing why men are keeping off? He is one of, na amewaambia, ikienda hivyo tu, he keeps what? Thank you. That's all I wanted you to confirm. Now, remember, can you remember what I said from the beginning? Did you get what I said from the beginning? My presentation is not biased, but I am assisting you to understand why men don't want to do what? Is that okay? Please. That's all I'm trying to point out. I have no problem with women in leadership. I have no issue at all. But I want you to evaluate, because I gave you a simple passage which says, go out and make me what? Are you achieving that as a church? In the design which you are operating, are you achieving that? Are we going to continue to keep on praying for these ladies' husbands to come when we are seated here comfortably, without going out and making what? And you have rightly heard, if he was a new man who came into this church, and you said, all people who wanted to be baptized, please call Sister Grace. Is that okay? She will make the what? The list. And then shortly, I am going to show you that these ladies who are seated here, whom you think they are holy, when this man gets home, he will be asked, why were you talking with Grace? Na ujaongea na mimi hivyo vile mliongea. Na mimi nilisimama nikaona, mimi ninakuambia, uchihatari na akina mama wa nini? Mimi nimekuwa hapa siku ngapi? Na nimeona so sasa basi kama umeona mengi na mimi nimeanza kwenda na sijaona nini, wacha nikae hapa kwangu nisione nini, wewe endelea kuona na hiyo nini. Tafadhali, na usilete hiyo mambo ya kanisa yenu. Mimi nilikuwa nafikiria kwamba ile nimeona ni mengi, lakini sijafanya nini, wacha nikae naye. Okay? Because we have to think okay. We can then think that the modern church is not designed to do what Jesus did. Reach men with what? And they took it up. Meanwhile, there are those here today, don't lose hope. Women, don't feel distressed because the men in your lives are not coming to church. It is not your what? Your fault. Men, if church bores you to tears, it is not your what? Your fault. Pastors, if you are having a hard time attracting men, it is not your what? Your fault. Don't blame signs outside the church. The modern church system is getting the results it is designed to do what? The way we operate, the way we do things. Okay. Now, let me share with you the top 10 reasons why they don't do what? Come. Number 1, you will hear most of the people saying there are too many what? But is that true? When you compare the church and outside here, where do we have more hypocrites? Okay. Number 2, the church is for what? Number 3, they ask for what? Okay? Number 4, our programs are what? Number 5, some of them say sitaki kuongea hiyo maneno kuhusu kanisa. Is that okay? Number 6, they say I don't like the what? The pastor. Number 7, they say the church is irrelevant to my what? Then 8, the church is what? Then number 9, church doesn't work for who? For me. And then the last one is I don't have. Those are the things which you hear them, excuses which they make. Now, do these excuses address the really reasons men don't come to church? Not really. Women face these issues as well, but still make church what? If you want to get past the excuses to discover the real barriers, you must ask why. Why do men think it is too long? Why do men find it boring and irrelevant? Why do men think there are too many what? Hypocrites. And here is the big one. Why are these attitudes so common in men but rarely found in who? Why? Yet we live in the same environment. Let me now go into details. Sorry. Okay. Let me make you understand some of the small things which make most of these men not to come here. Men fear, what is this? Of not knowing the Bible knowledge and Christian what? That makes women shine in the what? They would rather go to bad golfers than go to where? To church, because they will train them. Okay? Smooth, and they will also tell them, when you want to kick, this is how you lift your what? Oh, is that okay? But here, look at how, is that okay? We harass them. Number 2, much emphasis on the church is about giving up what? Power and control. Something men need to do, but dread doing. Church seems to frighten men, but comfort who? Okay? Huh? Very simple. If someone has been in class for too long, is he or she more knowledgeable? And if someone has come to nursery today, do you expect him to do work for standard 8? But the problem we have, we want this man to graduate over what? Overnight. Okay? And you are the ones who tell them these things you should know. Very what? Very simple. Is that okay? Now, and you begin saying, listen, these are simple words that we have been taught now and again. Glorification. Right now, you are going through sanctification. Is that okay? So this man wonders, what is this process known as what? Okay? You have been justified by, so you should live by. So, when he lives here, he keeps on wondering. Now, where do I begin from? Ili nikuje kujua I have been what? By the righteousness of Jesus what? Now I am enjoying the fruits of the Holy. And these fruits, number one is love. Okay? So, you pursue them. That's what I'm simply saying. That we assume everybody who comes here for worship, he has the background of what you have had for the last 40 what? No. Now, this thing known as men fear most in government that threatens to rob power, whereas women fear what? That's why isolation, loss of love, which makes them find church to be the place for them. But for men, whether you isolate him, whether you leave him on the mountain, he will still be what? Comfortable. Okay? But when it comes to relationships, men, they are not as good as women. Okay? And when we come here to church, we begin by saying, when you have accepted Christ, you must surrender all. You are now under who? Under who? Christ. And you know men like to be in what? Control. Okay? Now, something else that comes up, which you will be surprised, is that men get frightened when women fall in love with Christ. Okay? Because you will find them here from morning until what? And when they go home, I am coming from where? And where is this man? At where you left him? And that's why they keep on saying, Pastor, my wife is married to the what? And I don't want that church. I have given them my wife. Why should they also have? Why? So, some of the things that you do from morning until sunset, you need to check. Do you need all that time? Okay? When you go for meetings, Why should you go for meetings mpaka muletewe ugali hapa saa 10 na mzee ako wapi? Why? Okay? And yet you want him to do what? No. If both of you die for this church, the home will be what? Dead. So anasemanga wacha mimi nikuwe askari ya wapi? Mama akuwe kanisani. And you share. Parents, there is something known as parents. Some books have been written, they call it matching. Is that okay? Some of us do not have parents and we don't have we are overboard, beyond in doing things in the name of serving who? God. And yet, your first assignment, kulingana na Abraham, it is his what? His family. Okay? So, we have those things that are happening. Okay. Yes. There are those who feel that Christianity will do what? Every action and move is described and followed by rules that will enslave men. Okay? Because akikucha hapa anapewa orodha ya vitu sio vya kuacha, sio vya kufanya. Okay? So some of them wanajiuliza, then am I a human being? Am I a robot? Okay? And that's the reason why. After everything else, umemwereza mwanaume kitu, umemwereza, na umerudia, baada anakuuliza, I don't seem to see you are thinking. Okay? Give me reasons why you are doing that. And when you don't have reasons, anasema, why should I follow someone who is not doing what? Who is not thinking? Why? Okay. Moja ameagiwa akasema kwamba they can't buy even a candy at a bus stop. They will be asked, are you drinking tea leaves and not what? And not what? Chocolate. Remember, our level of maturity is not what? The same. It's not the same day. Kama nimekuja hapa mwezi moja, you don't expect me to be a graduate of what happens here. But you need to walk with me along. Is that okay? Hello, is that okay? Yes, you need to walk with me along. Now, the same which applies to ladies. On Sabbath in the morning, if a lady appears here with all the makeups of Jezebel, she finds herself in which church? Which church? And she's almost half what? Is that okay? And they will begin by saying, if you want to worship with us here, okay? This kind of makeups are not what? Are not wanted here. Na watampa shuka vizuri, na wataondoka. Sasa, yeye akiwa anashangaa, nimepewa nini? to have. That's okay? So, kila mtu akipita, she becomes for the work, for the day. Okay? Na yule bikonesi atakaye kuja saa 5:30 atashangaa walimpa kitambaa ni kifu, so ata exchange ile yake ni atamwambia they did not give you the right. Let me take this one and give you ile itafunga mpaka nini. And the next Sabbath come properly what? Baada ya mahubiri, kila mtu akipita hapo karibu anashangaa, huyu ametoka. Would that person ever come back? Okay? Chukua Biblia. Kaa karibu na nani? Muulize, madam, sisi tumeshukuru kwamba umeamua kuja kuomba na nani, na ubarikiwe kuwa wapi, na umekuja at the right place. Hapa ni nyumba ya baba yako na tunakufanya nini? Tunakukaribisha. Umewahi soma Biblia? Anasema hata Biblia si, basi tutasoma hii ya nani? Hii yangu. Mimi ninaitwa Sister Teresa. Na wacha nikuambie usiogope. Mahali mimi nimetoka ni mbali, wewe hata umekuja ukiwa. Naona hiyo. Are we together? So, ili mtu asikuje kukuasika hapa, niliona ulisahau kubeba leso. Wacha nikusaidie, mimi niko na nini? Na leso. Funika. Wacha tusome nini? When the service ends, will the sister look for Teresa? Akienda hapa kwa kijiji, akiulizwa ulikuwa wapi, atasema alikuwa wapi? Atasema anajua watu hapo, na mmoja wao ni nani? But you are a terrorist. So, anybody who looks odd on Sabbath, that is a potential disciple. Is that okay? It is not someone for you to be scared. Hata awe uchi, that is not for to be scared. Wewe unajua huyu ni mfungwa na kitamba afunguliwe mpaka tumufundishe pole pole ili afunguliwe. But we go through the same thing as the same thing which ambayo inafukuza hao na you see we graduate them overnight. That's very dangerous. Now something else ni kwamba tunawastua wakati anasema kwamba I have been watching this and this movie. Unamshangaa, we hiyo movie gani hiyo? Wewe uchui movie nzuri ya watu kuwatch ni ile The Passion of who? Christ. Na hajawahi ona movie ya Passion of what? Christ. Badala yake akikuambia, mwambie hata mimi ninapenda kuwatch, lakini ninataka kukupa movie moja ile ambayo hujawahi kufanya nini? Kuona. Naenda umununulie hiyo nini? Give him as a present na mwambie I want you to go watch, na ukiwa utapata shida, any question, please do what? Ask me, contact me. Huyo mtu ana contact kwa hii kanisa? Alo ana contact kwa hii kanisa? Lakini mtu anakuja hapa 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, na ukimuuliza whom do you know in Kenhardt, anasema mimi bado ni mgeni kwa hiyo kanisa, sijajua nini, sijajua mtu yeyote, which means that person, nobody has even managed to find out who or she is, and they go, they will never come back. Okay. Let me also say this, very interesting. Men fear being embarrassed when they come to church. More so, husband who is not a believer being introduced by his holy wife, showing him like what? Na siku hiyo anasema kwamba ninashukuru Mungu sana kwa sababu Mungu amejibu nini? Papa Ondieki leo ameguswa na nani? Ako wapi? Hata mnaponiona nikiwa na furaha hivi ni kwa sababu Mungu amejibu nini? Hata ninataka niwaachie hapo. Papa Ondieki, nataka ujue kanisa lote limekuwa likifanya nini? So hiyo itakuwa mara ya kwanza na mara ya nini? Ya hiyo Papa Ondieki. Okay. And church does not accept what? But it wants what? Okay? Most men don't want that. Many men object to the intellectual and question atmosphere in the what? In the church. Okay? And for the few years nimekuwa nikiabudu na watu wa Mungu. I want to encourage my fellow leaders. When someone asks you a question, he is not attacking you. Instead, he is educating you. Is that okay? And what is wrong, Ayugi? If someone is using and giving you free what? Knowledge, ujaenda shule ulipie, yani amekuletea. Okay? Na anasema, elder, ninafikiria tuende hii barabara, lakini kwa sababu ni mgeni anaambiwa sikia. Sisi tumekuwa hapa Kenhardt miaka ngapi? Mingi. Na tumeona mambo na tunajua njia ya kufuata. Sasa tunakuomba ufuate njia yetu ile tunaenda, ile tumezoea. Is that okay? So, and you all know, when it comes to men, you must always be ready to do what? To think and listen. Sasa, akiundua kwamba yeye amekuja tu mahali ambapo atakaa kama stool, anasema hata kwangu niko na stool, I can always do what? Sit there. Na nikae hapo nikifikiria what to do. na hiyo mambo ifanye nini, iishe. Na maswali ambayo wanauliza ni ile sisi ambao tumekuwa wanafunzi kwa miaka mingi tunashangaa. Mtu anauliza umesema kwamba Petro alitumwa na Yesu baharini atoe pesa huko na alete hiyo pesa atoe kanisani. Mimi ninataka kukuuliza, si ukweli samaki haiwezi kuwa na pesa? Hiyo pesa hakutoa baharini. Petro labda alienda akatoa wapi? Njiani. Lakini wewe unasoma Biblia siku zote kwamba Petro aliambiwa afungue nini? Samaki mdomo atoe nini? Lakini kulingana na fikira yake yeye anajua samaki haijawahi kumesa nini? Pesa. Halafu unaanza kumwambia hii ni mambo ya imani. Is that okay? Na kama umekuja hapa Biblia haisomu na hivyo, tunakubali kila kitu iko hapa, lakini ujui ni mtoto ya nasari, hajawahi kuona nini, amefundishwa hiyo philosophy ya kiujinga. You must question what? Everything, and you must prove. Na wewe unaona ndio hiyo inasemwa and what? Question. Okay? Hiyo and what? Intellectual. Now, a member complained I was brought up in the Baptist church, but when I joined the Adventist church, my cardinal sin of expressing my opinion that involved questioning the Bible or more its interpretation, I was chastised for not having blind what? There is nothing like blind what? No. Faith comes by hearing, and by hearing the word of, na Biblia inasema you must hear the preacher do what? Preach. That's how you will get the faith. Romans 10. Faith does not come by osmosis. Otherwise watoto yenu ile mumezaa wangekuwa ni candidates for the kingdom. Kitu kingine ni hii shida, proclaim the truth with what? Boldness, but do not make people feel evil or dumb for disagreeing. Okay? This is what men like. If it is the truth, let it be what? Are we together? Kama ni ukweli ni nini? Ni ukweli. Na uiseme vile ilivyo. Na kama vile anavyofikiria, if you don't agree with it, he is not your enemy, but he wants to learn and find out more. Lakini sasa sisi tunasema hii mtu ya kujifundisha more ni msumbufu. Kitu kingine ni hii. Let men ask uncomfortable questions and resist the urge to promote arguments, those for and what? Against, ambayo inaleta show off. There is no competition here. We are all in darkness. The only light we have is Jesus what? Christ. Mpeleke huyo mtu kwa hiyo mwangaza pole pole kwa utaratibu. Single men feel targeted for what? For marriage. Okay? At times may also feel that they are seen only as objects for what? For marriage. Kila mtu anakimbizana naye. We, kama una macho ukuje tufanye nini? Tukuonyeshe. So, let me say, do it the other way around. Create forums for young and mentoring groups to freely share and enable them to choose without what? Okay? Otherwise, some of these people come from your homes. That's where they come from. And you should be able to train them. Mutu kuoa ahoi at 40, anaoa at 25, 26, 27, akiwa amechelewa sana 30. Ili akikuwa ajue hiyo miaka ndiyo miaka ya kuoa. Lakini sasa mnangoja mpaka 35, 40 ndio mnakumbuka eti amefanya nini? So anauliza, where have you been when I was 25, 26, 27? Okay? So, na inakuwa shida hiyo. So create that environment so that it is, these men, they will remain here because where they go, wanashikwa. Na wakishikwa kule, they will never come back to where? To church. That is how dangerous it is. Men fear being super what? Super husbands. This is the belief. Christian men are supposed to be magnificent husbands, attending morning Bible study, get home in time for dinner, spend time with their children, earn enough money, and spend enough time with their wives. So they opted to drop out of church because the demands are what? Many. Okay. Here, some are jealous of Christ or the church. Okay, that one I have told you. Some husbands are demoted to number 2 instead of being number 1. Today's men have just one friend, who? His wife. Feelings of rejection makes them fight back. The only way they do it by refusing anything to do with what? Church. Take that Jesus as your what? Wacha mimi nikae. Different times for men, but church has not adapted to what? To changes. Kama hiyo ya technology, where the male mind needs to be challenged, ili run some of the things here and be able to, like now I'm so happy that after Corona, we have now gone high tech. Is that not good? And when you challenge men to do that, yes, they want to do it because they are seated here doing, not using their technology, and yet it is there. Now, and when they try to do it, they are reprimanded seriously. God never used then technology, but he was able to save the what? The whole world. But right now, don't we need technology? Don't we need it? Yes, in order to save the what? The world. Allow them to implement it. And when they implement it, give them room and support them. Okay. I want you to know something interesting. Currently, information conveyed through technology is more believable than coming through the speaker's what? Mouth. Right now, go tell your son that there is a COVID breakout in Kisumu. Will he believe you? No. He will open his what? Are we together? And search COVID spreading where? In Kenya. And put in hotspot. And all hotspots will do what? Will come. And if Kisumu is not number one, according to Google, you are what? You are lying. Okay? So, that time when we used to know that the teachers were the only sources of what? Information is all gone. It's all gone. What about here? And finally, men want information before they commit to what? To something. Okay? Information, which we are so stingy in terms of giving. You know what happens when it comes to giving information. We minimize it and we deny that information, and that one, it makes them to switch off. Something else is this: men search for what? Excellence, and what next? Quality. Men have little patience for what? Okay. Think of key what? Out of, and bad what? Malfunctioning of what? And disjointed what? Because you are all aware, when men organize for a presidential ceremony, perfect or not perfect, and then you come here to church, the microphone is not working, that's when you hear someone hitting the microphone like this. Please stop hitting the microphone here. The microphone, you speak to it. Is that okay? It's not for what? And you hear someone, boop, boop. Is it speaking? No, the microphone does not speak. Who speaks? And these men who are technicians here, they say these people are what? Careless. How can I come to associate with people who are like this? Is that okay? When you begin to introduce the song, is that okay? You have been given how many hands? Hello, how many hands? So what should it be the hands be doing? Are you conducting? But look now, the book is here, and you are leading people to do what? How? You are lost, and the congregation is what? Men don't like that. Men don't want to associate with people who don't know what they are doing. So please, Elder Yugi, put a small lag stand here for the choristers. And the choristers, put your books kwa iso lag 10. Let your hands beware. Is that okay? Because it becomes terrible. I don't see the person who is leading the song. He wants me to do what? How? And if you know you are coming to chorister on Sabbath. Please practice which numbers you are going to guide us through. Don't come here. Let's get a number from that corner. Your choice, I may not be able to do what? Because it's what I sing at home. And we need to learn it. So you say that one, he says. Then you say that one, we don't know it. Will the person ever speak again? No. So these are simple things. Remember, whatever we do, it should give God the what? And it should be able to represent the one whom we worship. That we know his business. And we should wait for the key person to pray, first stanza, blah, 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 until the end. Then give the what? The tune. And then say, now we are ready to do what? To sing. But now the problem is those from the back, Roisam. Those in front, Gomongo. Those from the west, Kenahad. So this one, they finished before, and those ones are still finishing. So, wanasema no. People who don't know what they are doing, you can't follow them. Something else. These simple items, imagine of falling paint, dim lights, you can't see while doing what? Reading. And that is the place where you worship. And you want him to come to such a place. I don't know. One person has said that from the African dictionary, the only vocabulary which is missing is maintenance. Okay? That's why when a window fan breaks, we wait until another one does what? And 10 of them break. Then you come here. Si mnaona window fan zimefunika zote. Leo tunataka kutoa mchango ya kununua nini? Sasa, why did you wait until they were 20? And one ilipofunjika is 40 shillings. Hata wewe ayugi ungeenda ununue hiyo 50. Uwe? Hiyo mambo ifanya nini? That is the same place unataka huyu mwanaume wageni yake ya heshima wakikuja wakuje kwa mahali ambapo ni pachafu. No, you not come. Shida nyingine ni kwamba this one, church is giving up on what? Absolutes. Okay? And you can read that. Sin no longer exists. It has been replaced by poor what? No. Sin is what? Full stop. That is the reason why ukiambia mwanaume tukutane KICC saa 6, yeye akitoka kwake destination yake ni wapi? Is that okay? Arabu fika huko KICC, anza kumuuliza, ulipofika Roysambu uliona ile mtu ya bodaboda barabarani walikuwa vipi? Anashangaa, mtu gani huyo? Halafu ulipokuwa ukiteremka hapo chini uliona gari imepeleka miguu juu. What is it? Huyu anaongea nini? The issue is, where was the appointment? Was I to be a policeman on the road? No, men don't want that. They don't want that. But ask your wife. Are they recorded? Yes. Now, let me say that change can be what? Can be made. Church can be made to be a place where all men can connect with who? With God. Is that okay? Instead of calling men back to the church, we should call the church back to who? Something seems to be sucking men out of the interest of the church, while women are attracted, are unaffected. The following questions can aid in looking the trend affecting men coming to church. Number one, should the church go to where men are? Does the modern church reach the men? Is it designed to attract men and do what? Involve them. And once we answer that, we can then comfortably be able to find that we are not making men to be members, we are making them to be what? Asante sana na Mungu awabariki. I have stopped there. Let me allow you, if you have one question or a comment, please make it. And don't forget, my presentation is not biased, but it is shedding light how we can reach these men who are what? Lost. Is that okay? I am not saying that that women should not occupy positions. Is that okay? But don't put my men in what? In trouble. Is that okay? Yes, that's what I'm trying to say. Have something that will enable them to come and worship. That will be much better. Thank you. Any comment and any question? Okay, let me begin by this. Yes. Simama tu, simama ulise. Okay. Okay. This is what I mean. When you ask those to make a decision to remain, you are calling them for which meeting? What is the title of that meeting? Business? And who attends a business meeting? Okay? So, call for a business what? And the people who know are qualified should be able to do what? To attend. Okay? Where I have a problem, my friend, the members are not disciples. They are chasing away people who are meant to be discipled. And that's why I'm saying, this is not a club. This is a saving center. That is supposed to make people what? Disciples. Make it a discipleship center. Because if you remain longer members, you will have set yourself as a club. And the new entrants will not find a place where they will be able to do what? To join. That's why it is difficult in this age to find it easier for those who have not gotten the message to penetrate, because the members, they know each other. When it comes to eating lunch, seated together. When it comes to merry-go-round, together. So where will the new person enter? That's why I'm saying membership is dangerous, but the disciples are comfortable to make other people to be what? Disciples. But if you have a business meeting, say today is a business what? Meeting. And those who are members of the business meeting, already you could have explained who are they. Remain. Will they remain? That is it. And that is possible. That's why I used the biblical description. Disciples, and not what? Members. So that you are able to deal with the disciples. Make people disciples. Make them disciples. And that's done. Okay. I've seen one hand. Yes. Okay. Have you picked what she has said? Have you heard what she has said? Which a very nice summary of what it means to be a disciple vis-a-vis what it means to be what? To be a member. Okay? Most of the time, when I have been asked that question, in most of the setups, I tried to answer, but today I didn't want to go into those depths, but simply because you are putting me on test, I will now go into those depths to explain exactly what I meant. Okay. Let me, before I go for the question, I wanted to answer so that it will be clear in your minds. Okay, my friend, come. Okay. Okay. Are you a member of this church? You are not a member? Sabbath school. Okay. Where is your membership? To mine. Okay. You normally come here once in a while? Always? Oh, okay. For how long you have been here? 1.5 years. You have been worshiping in Canada. Okay. How many friends do you have here? Close to 20. Okay, you found them here? So, how many have you added yourself? If you found 20 seated here.
I cannot tell whether I have ever told anyone that there is a need, they come together.
So, you came here and you got comfortable. And you are enjoying your 20 good what?
Friends.
And you have been here for how many years?
1.5.
1.5. So if we were on contract on performance, that's what these guys know in this country nowadays. And I was going to evaluate you on contract performance. Which grade do you think I should give you? You have performed or you have failed? Okay, okay. He is confirming he has done what? This is exactly, now stand, don't worry, don't fear. I was just using to illustrate this thing they are troubling me on. You rightly realize members do not make others disciples. They want to maintain themselves as what? And for the last 1.5 years, he has only enjoyed his 20 what? Friends. He has not added even one friend from outside and bring him here and say, this is, I have found a good what? Place. He's comfortably doing what? Enjoying. Now, if I were to move a step further, I can comfortably challenge him. 1 year in Kenya, which means amehubiriwa mara ngapi? Mahubiri ile amepokea 70, because in 1 year, how many Sabbaths do we have? 50, 52. Akiongeza a half a year, 26 plus 50, 50. That comes to almost 78. Now, you think that's good business? Okay? But I can revise it and say, a disciple who comes to Kenhat, every year you have a contract that at least you witness to how many persons? One person. And bring him to where? To church. So that at the end of the day, you can be able to account and say, I have made one what? Disciple. Okay? That's how I want you to see it, so that you are able to get what is the difference between members and what? Disciples. And that's how it turns out. Thank you, my friend, so much. And now bring your name here. Okay. Someone said he had a question. Was it from you or from here? Yes. Yeah, for us we call it nurture and what? Which you apply in your organizational dynamics. And we should be able to have a system that monitors the whereabouts of each person. In other setups, they say they assign you to a particular person so that you can be able to shepherd him or her. From the other side, other Orthodox churches, that's what you hear them say. He has the father guardian in the church, and he has also the mother guardian in the what? In the church. Eti mwenye alikusimamia ukipatiswa, huyo anakuwa ni baba yako wa kanisa miaka yote. Anakufuata, asipokuona kanisa ndiye anaulizwa, where is so and so? Okay? And we should be able to apply it so that we can be able to know these people. Otherwise, people, there is nobody who is lost. Mtu ambaye labda amepotea ni yule aliyekufa na hatukujua. Lakini kama ako hai, people know where he is, na itasaidia. So employ those dynamics. If they will give you those results of nurture, they should be able to give us the best and be able to monitor and use them to also enrich you are mentoring in terms of spiritual growth. That's what is missing. Na umesikia yule mama amesema vizuri. Nyinyi mukisa piga kerere hapa nje, mumehubiri, mumebatiza watu 20. Kazi yenu imefanya nini? But in actual sense, that is when work has done what? Has begun. Of nurturing, working with these people, teaching them so that they can become disciples and they bring others on board. Thank you. Oh, mupe mic.
Wapendwa na wasalimu wa Amchambo. Nashukuru Mungu hii topic imekuja siku ya leo, na mimi naomba kuongeza kwa sababu hiyo saa hii katika department ya POP ndio tuko hapa. Unaona tunapeana lessons hapa, kama last Sabbath tulipeana lessons pale ili upelekee mtu nyumbani asome, ili akubali Yesu Kristo kama mwokozi wake, uweze kuwa umewini na umeleta mtu katika kanisa. Kwa hivyo nilikuwa naomba ya kwamba hata TM, total member involvement, ile inaitwa na GC, ilikuwa inamaanisha hiyo ya kwamba total member, yani an individual winning a soul unaleta kwa kanisa. Na wakati huu ndio tuko huko na lessons wakati huu. Hiyo ya lessons si ati ndio peke yake ya kuwin souls. There are many ways of winning souls. Lakini kwa kanisa hili wakati huu tuko na hiyo. Wakati tunawapatia lessons za kwenda kusoma na kupatia watu pale nje ili uweze kuwin at least soul, lete mtu, ni kwamba inatakiwa uweze kufanya hiyo ili uweze kuleta. Hata Yesu wakati alikuwa anapita akapata ile mti ambao ulikuwa na matunda, wakasema ya kwamba waikate, lakini wakati aliwaambia ya kwamba wacha tuipatie wakati miaka 3 ili tuweze kufanya nini, uweze kutoa matunda. Ndio inakuwa the same thing like ourselves. Let us make fruits, let us win souls ili tuweze kuleta wa kanisa to grow fruits. Kwa hivyo unaomba ya kwamba members, hiyo ndio wakati huu ndio tuko hapo, ya kwamba tuweze kuleta wengi katika kanisa. Kanisa hili itachaa, tufungue kanisa lingine ili tuweze kuendelea kufanya kazi ya Mungu. Mungu awabariki.
Okay, asante. That's another way of witnessing through the Bible lessons ambazo siko divided into how many groups? 2. Kuna health lessons na pia kuna Bible study lessons. Kwa hivyo mtu akimaliza Bible, you go to level 2 ambazo ni health what? Lessons. Na mtu akisoma hizo zote unampelekea, utamfanya rafiki, mwishowe he will be here na utakuwa umekuwa disciple mzuri. Shida ya Waadventista ni moja. Nyinyi mulifika mbinguni kitambo, mukaamua wacha dunia ipotee. Okay? That's the only problem. Na munakaa tu dunia ifanya nini? Nyinyi tayari muko mbinguni. That's not fair. We are still on where? And we must witness. Thank you so much. My time is up. This is 5:30 elder. I can't go beyond unless you have something. Yes, my friend. Because I like young people, so I was once young. Now I'm getting old, so I treasure that. Yes.
Hello. I have a question, or rather a solution maybe.
Yes.
We are having low membership in our churches. And if you actually look at how the rate at which it's growing, ni kidogo sana. And I think I know the problem. When you look at ambassadors, the pathfinders and ambassadors, most of these guys, wakitoka pathfinder, ikifika ambassadors, it goes down. Wanaanza kutoka. Ukikuja hapa during sermon, ile imejaa, hapo juu kumejaa vijana. But right now, where are they?
I don't know.
Probably wanna watch football, probably ni party. There's just something going on. So there is a problem there because they have lost touch with the church. Right now, ukiangalia, the people who are contributing to this topic are people who are over 28, 35, and so on and so on. I'm actually 19. It's one of the rare cases. But we can do something about it. Look at the other churches, Sunday churches. These guys have something we call teens church. In the teens church, the young people meet there for a whole service, just like this one, a whole service mpaka jioni, and they bond, they know each other, and they grow together. And that's how you see their membership is actually growing. When you see them coming to church on Saturday to prepare for Sunday, they come a lot in big numbers. Wanakuja wengi sana, unapata wanapanga viti, na ni vijana wadogo, people in high school, people who have just completed high school because they have bonded. They might be going there for something else, maybe kupatana marafiki, but in the process, they are growing spiritually. And I think that's something we can actually borrow from them. Again, we also have practices zenye zimepitwa na wakati. For example, Seventh-day Adventist Church, I think it's over 300 years old, if I'm not wrong. If I'm not wrong, am I right? Over 300, yeah? So, for example, our style ya kuimba, it's been the same forever. It's been the same. When I was a little boy, mama alikuwa naeka wimbo asubuhi tukuja church. She used to play some songs we could have breakfast. And those same songs are being sung today. That same style is being used to sing songs today. And you tell me these guys wanaenda club, watakuja kusikiza wimbo. Do you think they'll come and to listen to songs which have been sung in the same style for over 100 years? They will not. We need to improve on that. We need to make it more attractive. We need to make it more appealing to the new generation because things change and things change fast. Let me just put this into perspective. Your smartphone. Do you know we've only been around smartphones for now just 10 years? Smartphones. Ile uko nayo. They've been in existence zikienda sana 15 years. That is how fast things change. Just in 2010, ndio smartphones zimeanza kuja. We used to use the buttons, kona dada kona ya aerial kwanza. That's how fast things change. And we should change with how things are moving. We should move along. Things change, yeah? That's what I wanted to say, and I thank you for the opportunity. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So, elders, you know who is going to lead that group. Okay? If somebody sees a problem, he is the same one who should be ready to do what? So is that okay? So give him the same responsibility and let him run with that so that the church does not keep on struggling. You have had the potential which he is looking at. And I don't want to talk about it so much because you are not creating room for these young guys to breathe. That's what they are basically doing what? Saying, okay? They reach there and they realize they cannot move forward nor what? So the best thing is for them to move where? Exit. And they go to NPC where they will make use of their potential and they will be lost. So create that forum for them here and let them enjoy the worship. Otherwise, I remember those who missed during the week, there is something which this church I can tell you is so much organized that every other section of the membership, they will have a place or a role to pray. Okay? If we all get what? Organized. and they will have enough time to be able to do all that they need to do. And I hope that will be taken care of. So I'm hoping that those guys, let them run this program of recording, doing all of these things for the church. That is the potential. Give it to them, and they will be able to do it. Thank you so much. I now want to hand over back and say, Mungu awabariki. I have been happy to be in your midst for the last 1 week. I have made a number of friends, and I believe we will remain faithful. Our God is coming soon. I told you that the business of Corona is to make you to wake up, to prepare, and meet with Jesus when he does what? He comes. That's what I just said in a statement. Because always, for the last few years, if you check the world history, we are moving from what we call worse into the what? The worst. And that should arouse you to wake up and prepare so that you meet God when he comes. So on behalf of myself, let me thank the Amo department through your pastor, through the church, who allowed me to come and share with you. And I believe that the Lord will continue to bless you as you prepare to receive him. Otherwise, I hope to meet you in heaven if God comes tomorrow, and may God bless you.
Wapendwa, tumefika mwisho, lakini tuna mchungaji wetu amekuja ili awasalimie naye as I move a vote of thanks. Lakini yeye nieleze, next time kisikia there's a seminar, irrespective kwamba imekuwa organized na which group, please attend. I know wengi wenu, you couldn't imagine that anything could come out of Amo, and therefore you stayed away. But I want you to get a glimpse of what we did. Kidogo tu, ili msione kwamba sisi tumekuwa wachoyo. We did a lot of things which ukija tunaweza kugawia kidogo. Day 1 was Sunday, and the topic was, it is time to live. The time to live is now. Okay? Kama ungesikia what Pastor presented from verse 1 to verse 4 of Genesis chapter 12, haungeamini. You won't believe. Day 2, Monday, we did problems encountered by a traveler. This traveler could be you, but he was talking about Abraham being a traveler and his entourage. How